What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. This is Ben's Watches, whatever, and you're here because Dave Portnoy called me out. This is 100% true. This happened, and I'll get into that. But first, we're going to do a little wrist check here. So I'm wearing the Dan Henry 1962 Evil Panda. If it doesn't focus after I edit this video, I'll put it somewhere else up on the screen. It's $270, $30 for shipping or something like that. Comes in at $300. You get just an awesome looking watch. Highly recommend it. Not sponsored. It's my personal watch. Wear it all the time. If you didn't know, basically a few days ago, Dave Portnoy released a video pretty much just like shitting on everybody that was shitting on his watch brand.
Okay, emergency press conference time. Brick watch. There's 38 Classic. Go buy some. The greatest Christmas gift you could ever get, or a Hanukkah bush.
And rightfully so from our perspective, not his. I mean, he pretty much just called everybody watch nerds, watch geeks, whatever.
Watch nerds, watch dorks, and then just Dave Portnoy haters. And they've come together for this fucking volcano of hate.
Just 100% true. That's why I am. If you're watching this video, that's probably you. If not, welcome, and you're going to become one. Basically, he cited a couple people, pulled up a couple clips, mainly from TikTok, and I happen to be in it, and I'll show you it.
Try to sell a $40 watch for $2,400 and rip people off and scam people.
Unbelievable. Dave should be going to jail. This watch probably cost him $50 to make.
Although he didn't name me by name, he used the clip, just completely took it out of context, and it's whatever. So basically, the whole reason why this started is just a few days ago, or even a week ago now, Dave Portnoy pretty much released a watch over the internet in a style that not many people liked, whatever. Brick Watch Company itself has taken over the throne of the most hated watch over Hublot. Who would have known Hublot would like lose that title? I never thought that they would come, and it's come, and for good reason. So basically, like Brick Watch Company, the name is basically like Dave Portnoy built Barstool brick by brick. So he's like, I'll name my watch brand Brick. I don't know. I don't like it. Do you? I don't think so. And basically, we can say a million things or a billion things about why this company name is bad, but really, all you have to do is look at the logo. I mean, Dave Portnoy said he spent 3 years working on this company.
I told you this took me years, from when I came up with the concept all the way to the launch till this thing was ready.
And he made a logo where he pretty much took a regular font and then like drew a brick over the I in brick, and it was Brick Watch Company. I mean, like, that's one of the worst logos I think I've ever seen for anything, let alone a $2,400 watch company. Now I'll get into a couple specifics of what I hate about this brand. The first is the website. I mean, you take one look at this website. If you spent any time on YouTube, finance YouTube, or dropshipping in general, this looks like just a straight dropshipping website. Like, I don't even think he has any of his inventory. I think they're just making it on demand. Now I know he said he bought all the inventory and he showed like something like $800,000 he spent or whatever, but
invoice, I'll fucking put it up. You don't know how many watches I bought.
Come on, my ass, right? Like, even if he is, you'd make a better website for a $2,400 watch. Easily. I mean, if you just scroll through the website, there's copy, which is pretty much just like wording of different things on the website that are just taken blatantly from like other sites.
Surprising no one, Brick's watch copy seems to have been taken from somewhere else. It's very similar to the Omega site.
Is that allowed? I don't think so. I mean, you would think that people spending $2,400 on a watch would want some kind of like originality, luxury tied to the website in some way, but nope, Dave Portnoy, nope, we'll just do it. Now, the website and the next thing I'm talking about, which is socials, really doesn't impact the quality of the watch. But in my eyes, right, if I'm buying something and spending that much money, I want to see like attention to detail in everything that you do. I mean, anything you buy, right? Whether it's this $300 watch, if you go to the Dan Henry website, it looks 100 times better than the $2,400 watch Dave Portnoy is selling. Now, if you just take one look at the Instagram, you're like, this looks like just like one of those random Barstool, like Michigan pages that used to run back in the day that were like, I think they may still run them, but it's pretty much just like tied to a school. That's what this looks like. It looks like some intern did it, not some like professionally done. Each image is picked perfectly. It's just like, oh, here's Dave right here. Oh, here's the watch right here. Here's like some random article. Like, what is this page? Like, if you take a look at other watch brands that like 95% of their watches are less than $2,400, think Seiko, Tissot, or something like this. Their pages are like really elegantly done. You can see the class involved. You know, they probably went through multiple iterations before each post. Perfect. Dave was just like, we're just gonna throw a bunch of pictures up. Like, I would never spend money on anything if it had Instagram like this. Like, I don't care, drop shipping or not. Some drop shippers have better Instagram pages than this. Now, the next point that I absolutely hate about this is he keeps saying that he's not a watch guy, so he doesn't fully understand. Since when would you buy something this expensive for somebody that wasn't an expert in the space? At least knew about the space in some way. Like, if I was buying a car for like, let's say a $2,000 car, right? And somebody was selling it to me and they worked for like, they came up with a new car, right? $2,000 car. Like, oh, are you interested? Yeah, I'm interested. I don't really like the design, but like, tell me about it. He's like, well, I'm no expert. I'm like, I don't trust that. I'm not buying that from somebody. Like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, what? Like, the only time I'd ever buy like a very expensive item like a watch or something like this from somebody else and they were not an expert and they were blatantly like, I'm not an expert, is if they were innovating the space. Like, what if the watch did something crazy that no other watch did? Like, what if you hit one button on the watch and it made you food like Spy Kids? One time I would buy something like that, but no, this watch is just so goddamn generic. It looks like a fossil. You would think if you were releasing a watch like this, you would at least hire somebody that was just a massive watch person and loved watches, able to explain to Dave, the details. The logo has to be a certain way. The specs have to be a certain way. Like, he just talked to the manufacturer. He was like, I could do this. I mean, next thing is just the watches themselves. I mean, I can go into like 15 billion things about what's wrong with the watches. We'll just go through two specific things, which are the movements. So the Chrono Diver, I don't like the design, but the Chrono Diver itself, it's not horrible, right? But the movement is what makes this insane. I mean, the movement inside this watch is like $40 or less. You can buy it on like multiple wholesaling websites. And that's if you buy one. If you buy in bulk, God knows, it could be $25, $20 a movement. I don't know. He just put the watch together and he's selling it for $2,400. Like, there's really only maybe one or two brands I've ever seen that have a quartz watch for that price I consider buying. One is Grand Seiko, and I can't really think of another one off the top of my head, but certainly nothing like this. Recent watch companies do have these insane markups. Like, I'm sure Rolex makes something like 70-80% on every watch. Or I can't tell you exactly off the top of my head, but not this much. Like, this is like almost a scam. You can also then move to the automatic watch. Like, these also are priced the same, which makes no sense. The quartz movement, which is a $40 movement, which they're charging $2,400 for, and then you're also looking at the automatic movement, which is the Salida SW200, which is like a $150 movement. They're still charging the same amount. It doesn't make any sense. Now, I will say about the automatic movement is there are some watches with this SW200 which are around that price. So when Dave says things like, oh, this is priced correctly, the automatic is, I guess you could say, priced in the range, as he calls it. The quartz, no way. Usually the watches that trade in that range that are, retail, like an Oris or something like that with the SW200, usually they're like made of titanium. They have two-tone, like the dial's super cool, like the case back is finished like much better than like the regular SW200 or something like this. And like the Brick Watch Company doesn't have any of that. Just as an example, just yesterday, Christopher Ward came out with this like Tiffany colored dial. It comes with a leather strap and a metal strap, very respected manufacturer with the SW200 in it, and it's like $1,100. Now, overall, I'd love to help Dave in some way. I really appreciate if you like and subscribe. It helps me a lot, helps the algorithm, and helps get this video to more people who are thinking about buying this watch. Hopefully they watch this video and they're like, oh shit, I shouldn't even touch that. The last and most important thing is I think Dave is a marketing genius. Like, I would not be surprised if he actually talked to watch people. Like, what's going to piss off the watch world the most? If we price it at this price, make the quartz, the automatic the same. Because ultimately, like, Dave's built his entire career off of, like, controversy. So I'd not be surprised if he released this watch. I remember when he came out with pictures, he didn't say how much it was. I was like, 500 max, 500. And it's not even going to be worth it. And then it was $2,400. You can go look at my old TikToks. That's what I said. So I really do think that he wanted to make this controversy, get the watch world pissed off. His stoolies, his like loyal followers, be like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? You can't talk shit about Dave. I love Dave. And like, they're all gonna suck up to him. They're gonna be like, oh, we'll buy it. We'll support Dave. We want him to win. We want him to win. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's not stupid. So if you like this video, let me know. Like and subscribe. I'm usually doing 2 YouTube videos a week. This is my 3rd ever. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, and have a great rest of the day.